Did you really think respect comes with your last name? The classroom went silent after Ethan Ward threw his insult across the room. People like you only get hired for diversity points, he sneered, laughter echoing behind him. Miss Amira Cole stood still at the front of the class, the sunlight tracing the edge of her calm face. She didn't shout, didn't flinch. But her silence cut sharper than any reply. What Ethan didn't know was that the woman he just humiliated once trained the very officers his father commands. The bell rang. The story of that day began with one racist remark, and ended with a lesson no textbook could ever teach. The classroom at Lincoln High buzzed with chatter until one voice cut through it like glass. "Tell me, Miss Cole," Ethan Ward said, lounging back in his seat, "did they hire you because you're good, or because you're black?" The laughter that followed was sharp, cold, and cruel. Phones were raised, ready to capture her reaction. Amira Cole froze for a second, not from fear, but from disbelief that such words could still echo in a school built to teach equality. She closed her book softly. "You think that question says something about me," she said quietly, "but it only shows who you are." The laughter stopped. For a moment it was just her calm eyes meeting Ethan's smirk. When the bell rang, Ethan leaned toward his friends. "Watch this. I'll make sure she doesn't last a week." By Wednesday, whispers filled the halls. She cried in her car. She got that job because of her skin. She's playing the victim card. None of it was true, but truth never spread faster than gossip. At lunch, Amira sat alone, the cafeteria alive with laughter that wasn't meant for her. When she stood to leave, her shoulder brushed against a flyer taped to the wall. Her name was scribbled over with a slur. She stared at it, her lips parting, then quietly tore it down and folded the paper. A student passing by muttered, "Should have stayed where you came from." That night, Amira couldn't sleep. She opened her laptop and saw a post, a photo of her classroom, captioned, "Diversity Gone Wrong." It had Ethan's name beneath it. Her phone buzzed with a message from her mentor, "Keep calm. Racism always exposes itself if you give it time." She looked in the mirror and whispered, "Time's up." What would you do if this happened to you? Friday afternoon. The library. Amira was sorting essays when the door shut behind her. Ethan and two teammates stood there, holding a phone. "We're doing a project on diversity," he said mockingly. "Wanna help us demonstrate why quotas ruin education?" He stepped closer, pretending to fix her hair. "Smile for the camera, Miss Cole." The phone's red light blinked. She pushed his hand away, but he blocked her path. "Relax," he smirked. "You people always make things about race." Her heart pounded. For a second, it felt like the walls closed in, like every injustice she'd swallowed was pressing against her chest. Then, in one motion, she moved. She snatched the phone, hit play, and turned the screen toward him. A video played, not theirs, but one from a training seminar. Ethan's father stood there, applauding a speaker. The speaker was Amira Cole. His smirk cracked. "Wah, where did you get?" "I didn't get it," she said evenly. "I let it." The video spread through the school before sunset. By Monday, Ethan's father arrived on campus, face pale with embarrassment. The school board called an emergency meeting. Ethan sat across from Amira, eyes red, jaw tight. "This isn't who I am," he mumbled. "It is," she replied softly, "until you choose to be better." He lowered his head. When she left the room, the hallway was quiet. Students looked up, not with pity, but with newfound respect. Someone had scribbled over the slur on the locker, "Miss Cole equals strength." Outside, sunlight poured through the glass doors. Amira paused, watching the reflection of the school behind her. Power, she thought, isn't about being feared. It's about teaching those who've never learned what respect really means. And as she walked away, her heels echoed through the empty corridor, each step not of anger, but of grace, steady and unbroken.